Hi, Sean.
I talked to you yesterday.
Good. You are fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes.
A great host. Show is great. Listen to his show.
Absolutely, 95.5.
One mic.
Shelley with the show, live, local, topical, and relevant, my friends. Welcome to another edition. Let's get right to it. There's a lot to talk about tonight. So I'm scrolling through Facebook earlier today, and I come across a post by a very, very brilliant dear friend of mine. I've known him for many years. He's younger than I am, but I think the first time I met him, he was just a young whippersnapper, and now he's a father, a husband, and a pillar in his community. And I came across his post. His name is Josh McKelvey. Shout out to Josh. I came across this post. I want to read it to you. I'm going to skip around, but I want to read it to you because Josh is a Republican. There is no doubt about it. He is a Republican. I've seen him volunteer to get Republicans elected. I've seen him knock on doors. I've seen him phone bank. I've seen him at rallies. I've seen this kid put in the work. He's a young man. I call him a kid. He's not really a kid, but I call him a kid because he's younger than I am. But he's a brilliant young man. He's a kind young man. Here's part of his post. It starts off, if the party I voted for since I was 18 is successful in unseating the congressman responsible for forcing the release of the Epstein files, for forcing a roll call vote on COVID relief funding, open parentheses, led to predictable inflation, end quote, close parenthesis, for pushing a vote on war powers, for attempting to put a check on spying on American citizens, and for voting against budgets that increase spending, more inflation, then I'm out. If you are a fan of the idea of making a stand for things like this in 2024, and you aren't concerned about what's going on in Kentucky right now, then you need to ask yourself why. This is not a Democrat speaking. This is not a rhino. This is a young man who has voted Republican by his own admission since he was 18. Not only has he voted Republican since he was 18, but he's volunteered, he's door knocked, he's helped other candidates get elected in his corner of the state. He goes on, Congress is supposed to be a check on power, a voice of the average citizen sent to question decisions made by our federal government, and not to serve as a rubber stamp for a president or what party mega donors are pushing. You want to know why GOP voter turnout is so low? A growing number of voters can't tell a difference between the D or R anymore. You still have the over 65 white crowd locked in, just like the Dems have the black and female vote locked in. Who else does the GOP still have locked in? Independents, libertarians, lean R's don't want the far left option, and they have lost enthusiasm for the GOP that ran on popular ideas less than a year ago. Even hard R voters like me are thinking about checking out. The scare tactics of, but we'll give control to the other side, isn't effective when voters can't trust they will get what they are being sold on during campaign season. No one that's capable of being honest with themselves is buying that crap anymore. The Georgia GOP and RNC aren't giving us anything to get excited about. That's not our fault. I work in sales. When you lose market share, it's irresponsible and disconnected from reality to think that it's someone else's fault that you lost. The recipe to win a deal or an election is simple. Understand what your customers need. Deliver a quality product or service consistently that meets those needs. Operate with integrity and accountability. Stay humble. Don't assume you're the expert on everything because of a title. And he goes on. He closes this post out with, we should be keeping note of every influencer, politician, etc. that have chimed in with an opinion against Massey, and understand these folks are not the conservatives and fighters they claim to be. They are part of the machine. We don't want cowards that choose future political aspirations over the people they represent. Why keep voting for more of these cherry-picked puppets that are just going to do what they are told? We will all have to look our kids and grandkids in the eye one day. I don't want to be the one telling them, I'm sorry, I kept falling for it. And he goes on. Let me tell you, Josh McKelvey is a very smart young man. He's not a rhino. He's not a liberal. He's not a Democrat in disguise, all the names that you'll throw at him. He is a hard R Republican who's seriously thinking about checking out. And let me tell you very clearly, ladies and gentlemen, listening to me right now, he is not the only one. I want to end this opening segment with an analogy. It's an analogy that I can only speak on as a man. But women will women will understand what I'm saying, because I can only speak on this from the perspective of a man. So ladies that are listening to me, you will understand this analogy. Gentlemen, if you're being honest with yourself, you will also. But the analogy that I will use is this. I have throughout my life dated a lot of beautiful, beautiful women in my life. If I say so myself, they were beautiful to me. And every single one of them, there's a consistency throughout all of them. Not in looks, not in personality types. I don't have a type, but just in what they have said to me. And every single girlfriend that I've ever had, ex-wife included, every single one of them, from the first girlfriend I had at 13 years old all the way till now, have all said the exact same thing to me. If you tell me you're going to do something, do it. And if too many times you tell me you're going to do something and you do the complete opposite or you don't do it at all, I'm going to leave. And I will no longer be your girlfriend. This is what I've heard since 13 to now, the age that I'm at now. Dozens and dozens of girlfriends, some flings, some serious. A marriage thrown in those years. And they've all said the same thing. If you tell me you're going to do something and you do the opposite, or if you tell me you're going to do something, you don't do it at all, I am out. And when I, as a man, the egotistical, narcissistic man that I am, the macho man that I am, when I've said back to them, well, where you gonna go? Who's gonna treat you as well as I do? Who's gonna be as good to you as well as I have been? When I've said that to them throughout the years of dating these beautiful women who've all said to me, if you tell me you're going to do something and you do the complete opposite or you don't do it at all, I'm out. When I've said to them, where you going to go? You know what they've all said to me? From 13 years old to now, you know what they all said to me? I would rather be home by myself than to be with a man who says he's going to do something and does the opposite or doesn't do it at all. And that's where Josh McKelvey is, and many, many under 50-year-old hard R Republicans are. They don't care about the left commie Democrats because you've lied to them time and time and time again. You told them that you had a health care plan. All we have to do is repeal and replace, and you never gave them replace for almost 20 years. 10 years, sorry, almost 10 years. No replace, no health care, no nothing. You said in 2024, hey, we're going to cut spending and reduce the deficit. You've done nothing towards doing that. You said no more wars. You've done nothing. You've done the complete opposite. So the many of these people, 50 and under, are saying, you know what? I'm going to check out. They're like the girlfriends that I've had in my life who said to me, I'd rather be alone and no man in my life and watch TV by myself in my home before I allow a man to tell me they're going to do something and they do the opposite or don't do it at all. That's where these young Republicans are. You can't fearmonger them and say, no, the Democrats, the commies, the Sharia law, all the little catchphrases doesn't work on these kids. They're tired of being lied to. That's what we're facing right now going into Tuesday. That's what we're facing in November. Josh, my friend Josh, is not alone. Believe me when I tell you he's not alone. You know why he's not alone? Because these kids that are under 50 years old and are hard voters, you know what the issue is? Unlike the over 50-year-olds who truly believe that Democrats are demons, that truly believe that Democrats are evil, that truly believe that the Democrats are communists, that truly believe that the Democrats are bad people, these under 50-year-olds, guess what? They know Democrats. They eat, play, and socialize and worship with Democrats. So they know Democrats are not evil. They know they're not demonic. They know they're not stupid. They just disagree on some issues, but they know they're not the end of the world. They're not dwellers of hell like you guys that are over 50 believe, because none of you really know a Democrat except on Facebook, except on what you see on Fox News that pick and choose what Democrats they want to talk about. The under 50 crowd that are hard R's, they grew up with Democrats. They live next door to Democrats. They go to church with Democrats. They socialize with Democrats. They play golf with Democrats. They know they're not evil people. So it's easy for them to say, you know what? I'd rather be at home alone than vote for another politician who's telling me what they're going to do only to not do it or do the complete opposite. 448-720-750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. It's the Shelley Winter Show. We'll be right back.